Hey everybody, I'm Chris Fafalius, and I'm the producer of Krista Makes a Podcast and the host of the One Hit Thunder podcast.
And I'm Matt Kelly, host of Horror Movie Night and the producer / the head of content for the Geekscape Podcasting Network.
Between the two of us, we have, believe it or not, 25 years of podcasting experience, and we want to help you start your own podcast.
We know podcasting, and we want to share that knowledge with you.
So whether you're new to podcasting or you want some feedback on your currently active podcast, we want to help.
Or perhaps you're just overwhelmed with all of the editing work. Well, we can help you with that also.
You can contact us at info@weknowpodcasting.com for more information.
We're excited to help your podcasting dreams become a reality.
Do you see that little video on Instagram of that little chubby boy chopping fruit?
Did I? I watched it so many times.
Did you see it?
It's so good. It's like
I wish I had it.
He's so cute and he's just karate chopping fruit. So I texted Kathleen because I was driving home. When was that? Like 2 nights ago? And driver's license came on, and then You Want to Know came on, and I literally was like, I am divorced. This is amazing. I was going all out in my car, and I was like, those two just hit perfectly in sync. Driver's license is good.
Because it's sad.
I heard that you did a spin class to driver's license.
I played it, yeah.
It was epic.
I gotta go to your spin classes.
I had to play the clean version, the edited version.
I still really love you.
It's like, I still think I love you or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, so I didn't know.
I still love you. No one broke up in the 2000s. Everyone stayed together.
I love a good breakup song.
Dude, boy do we.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, I was like, did you hear Olivia Rodrigo's song? You're like, I fucking can't. I can't even listen to it. I was like, I've listened to it a million times.
Listen, I think this Olivia hype is getting Disney the fucking views. I think people are rewatching. They're watching because of it, because they're like, who the fuck is this girl?
And if I was Olivia
boy?
Rodrigo, I would fucking Sandy from Grease walk on that set, blow my cig, and do a little stompy stomp
and be like, tell me about it.
Yeah, like, bye.
Instead.
I'm on top. You're not. We got to get over to Little Irish. I'm getting mad.
Since this all happened, Bridget watches, Julia watches now. It's just in my life, 2 more people, and I couldn't fucking pay people to watch it before. So,
well, you kind of held me captive and turned it on.
I sure did.
But you liked it.
I really do like it.
I saw footage of you intently watching it.
That was the first view. We just had about
it.
30 minutes before we were going to dinner, so I was like, let me just throw this on.
Yeah,
and we only got through half the first episode, and then the other day
it's good. It's cute, good. And it's like nostalgia for us.
It's a genius take on it to trigger our generation and the new generation.
Oh, it's good stuff. All right.
Oh God.
Ready?
Okay.
Let's harmonize. Ready? Got a
get-
secret? Can you keep it? Swear this one you'll say. Better lock it in your pocket. Taking this one to the grave.
If I show you, then I know you won't tell what
I said. 'Cause 2 can keep a secret if one of them is dead. That too.
Okay.
So good. Why were we singing it like that?
I mean, the whole thing too, not just the first line.
I couldn't stop making eye contact with you. I had to keep looking over here.
This whole 10 seconds I've been trying to think of a joke and saying, and we're doing Lost or something stupid, and I couldn't think of anything other than Lost. But speaking of Lost, we got a repeat game.
Hey.
Kathleen can actually sing today. I don't know what is happening. I think it's because I taught her how to.
It was the peppermint tea Matt gave me.
I think it's because I taught you how to harmonize on the.
Oh my God! When I reheard
on
that
the
back,
Game of Thrones episode,
she makes me harmonize with row, row, row your boat, but she thought harmonizing was just starting at a different point.
Oh God, no! A canon, right? That's a canon.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
but it's Julia.
Julia
Robb
is back.
Hi,
y'all remember?
Do you remember?
I'm back.
I'm gonna establish that I'm gonna call you Robbie Girl.
I have something that links the episode I did before with this episode I picked today. I want to see if you guys can figure it out. There's something in common, and I saw it when I rewatched the episode today, and I was like, oh shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Is it? Oh God!
And I watched it twice.
like-
I mean, I wouldn't pick up on it. I don't think.
As we go,
I'll say
on,
it when we get
remember.
Oh,
Is
all
it
the time
that song? Is it Vitamin C song? No. Okay, I didn't pick up on it. I would know it now, or I wouldn't.
All right. Well, I'll
tell
throw
me.
it up. I'll throw it out when we get there.
Okay,
Okay,
fine.
fair.
So we picked an episode, but we were gonna just do the series because all of us. Julie, what did you watch? How in the past few days? How many episodes of Pretty Little Liars have you watched?
Too many. I'm almost on season 2, and I just started it like 3 days ago.
Joel, random ones.
I watched a bunch of random ones, and then we watched way too many YouTube clips
Oh
of
my
every
God.
single recap, and then someone just explaining the entire plot,
Wait,
entire timeline.
Did we say what we were talking about? Or did
we
just
sang
sing
the
theme
intro?
song?
Pretty Little Liars, the greatest show of all
I was
time.
just
Julia's
thinking that.
favorite show.
Oh my God.
One would call her an expert.
Julia wanted to make sure that the people knew, that the readers knew that this was not her choice. It was me, and I conned her into it.
She really did.
Anything to talk about Pretty Little Liars, baby.
I mean, absolutely. This show is so good, bad, doesn't make sense.
Oh my
I'm
God.
rewatching it now. I was texting Kathleen being like, this doesn't make sense because blah, blah, blah. And she'd be like,
well,
dude, it doesn't make sense. Like,
No.
that's it. It's
I really feel like the work that we did this weekend makes it all make sense. So if you have an issue, take it up with me. I will correct it.
Okay, so this is how we attacked it.
Or I'll try.
I wrote myself a curriculum, which was the first and last episode of every season plus one in the middle. I only got through 2 because then we jumped all the way to the series finale and watched about 40 minutes of YouTube videos. Just like literally we watched a 10-minute video that was just like previously on Pretty Little Liars 25 times. Just the 25 of the first season. And then we were going to do it for season 2 but got in a wormhole. But we watched a 20-minute video of it mapping out from start to finish. Like someone took it and made it in chronological order.
Yeah.
And boy, are we
makes-
gonna blow the readers' minds.
So
We
are you
are.
saying the readers?
yeah, listeners. The listeners.
Are you going to, can you send me it? Is it
No,
a
it's
YouTube
written
video?
here on a piece of paper, and I
thought
will
you
not
said you
share
watched
it.
a YouTube.
Oh,
I thought you said you watched a YouTube video.
we did. Yeah.
Oh, well, here's the thing. It was like an eerie,
was so creepy.
just black with red
Red
writing.
text.
And then it would
Oh,
slowly
I
come
hate
up
that.
and then slowly
you
fade
like-
away. We
were
kept
you-
having to pause it because there were so many words on
Oh,
the screen.
I was gonna ask if you would like look like sometimes I watch stuff and I'm like something's gonna pop out, so I'll like turn my phone and watch it. So I thought that's what you guys were gonna say happened. No, I can't watch the show at night still as an adult.
What?
No, I still can't. It's too,
Okay, what did you watch recently that you were like, this is scaring me?
It's not scary. I'm just like looking around. Like I'm like, who
I
is
agree.
watching me?
I will say
I feel that vibe from watching the show.
we did end up picking an episode. Joel picked If at First You Don't Succeed, Lie, Lie Again, which is season 1, episode 15. And I don't know how I forgot this, but Hannah is pretty much blackmailed into doing something, and I forgot that A is just torturing all of them at all times. Because of all the episodes I watched, somehow I probably watched 6 or 7 this weekend. None of them had where one of the liars was betraying another liar, and I was like, I fucking forgot.
Yeah, she does pit them against one, and that's kind of the hardest ones to watch because you're like, please don't do it, and we'll get into this. But the way that they portray Mrs. Marin in this
What an asshole.
is like
She's the worst.
Well, she's a grown ass woman who should not be telling her daughter that they're out $50,000 and like then sitting with a carton of eggs in the dark in a like disgusting hoodie, just being like, life is over.
Yeah.
And
She's in
Hannah's like,
fetal
I guess
position.
I have to freaking pick up the pieces here,
Yeah.
and that's the scene that like makes her have to do, because you're kind of like, is she gonna do it? No, there's no way she's gonna throw Ari under the bus, blah blah blah.
Yeah, she's
but-
just sitting in that like haggard sweater, and she's just like staring out the window,
Haggard.
holding the eggs, crying, and then she's just like, "Oh, I was going to make pancakes.
pancakes.
It's like, no, the fuck you weren't.
Yeah, you were
If she
crying
didn't
over
come
a
down
carton
here,
of
you would be
eggs.
sobbing
mom's
over
name?
those eggs.
Ashley
Ashley.
Marin.
She's the fucking worst.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have a note that says the parents are just as bad as the kids.
absolutely,
They're just like
Yeah.
bad.
absolutely.
Well, it's funny because Holly Marie Combs, is that her name? Ella, the Aria's mom, gives me like such major Piper vibes in this from Charmed. She like is. I'm like, you're just doing that. You've reverted back to the Charmed character.
I
in
think
this
I
episode.
can't unsee her from Charmed.
Yeah, totally.
I never
She looks
seen
the
it.
same. She looks the
Really?
same. Oh, you
I used
would
to watch
love
it when I was like homesick. Like that was like my
Yes,
go-to
yeah.
homesick show.
Well, I'll tell you, Holly and what's her name?
Alyssa Milano.
No, Oh, it was Alyssa Milano and the other one that hate each other,
Feud.
Because Julia has recently been watching Charmed, and then that feud came out, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna watch a show where the fucking characters hate each other in real life. It's gonna show through the screen,
especially when they're supposed to be sisters. It sucks.
Yeah,
they took it off Netflix, so don't even worry about it.
But you watched Charmed.
Not. It doesn't sound like you did. I just watched
I didn't
random.
make it very far.
Yeah,
to like season 4, and then they were like, they took it off the month of October when I wanted to watch witchy things.
Oh,
I know.
bitches.
Yeah.
Well, remember because I texted you and I was like, "Is this Grey's episode about the Charmed sisters?"
Yeah, I was just gonna say, weren't they in a Grey's episode?
They were,
Yeah.
and like I remember
Multiple
being like,
of them?
No, just one.
No, just one. But it's like Arya's mom, and is it Alyssa Milano?
Mm-hmm.
And then like their sisters in like a coma.
Yeah, it's almost kind of a diss.
It's weird. Yeah,
Wait, I'm sorry. 2 of them were in a Grey's Anatomy episode.
Yeah, it was
and they
kind
played
of
sisters.
as sisters. That's why I texted her and I was
Oh.
like, "Is this like a Charmed reference?"
It's a nod. It's a nod.
That's
It definitely
fun.
is. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's weird
Because I
but
think they're friends in real life. Okay, we've completely. I'm so sorry.
it's okay. This is what we do.
All
It
right.
says Charmed reunion and major plot twist on Grey's Anatomy has fans emotional. And that's all I'm going to give you guys. You should watch all 17 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
To get to that.
All right.
wait.
So let's get into this episode.
No. I have general
No?
thoughts.
Okay,
General Pretty
fine.
Little Liar thoughts. Okay. I asked this on the bold type. To you, who is the Pretty Little Liar? Like, it could be, this is who I
Allison.
thought it was, and this is who it ended up being after 7 seasons. To me, it was always Arya in the beginning.
What?
Like, the one that was like the lead of the show. Who's the face of the show?
I didn't.
It could be Allie.
I didn't understand what your question was.
Sorry.
I didn't know if you meant like the worst liar or like who
No,
lies
sorry.
the most. I'm like, I don't know what this means. Agreed. Arya.
Who do you think?
You think she's the lead on the show?
Like, who do you think has the first chair?
You mean when they do table reads?
Yeah.
Well, billing I would say probably goes to Lucy Hale because she has they all have equal screen time in the intro, but she gets the main like shh. Yeah.
And so, correct me
which
if I'm wrong.
changes, right?
Yeah, I was
It
just
later
gonna say
becomes
that. Then
Allie.
they start. Well, I thought then they start switching.
all do
They
it.
all start doing it, right? Because I remember reading conspiracy theories. Like when Pretty Little Liars was on, I was like into the conspiracy theories.
Boy, were we.
And like one would be like it's A is Arya because like
name
one
starts with A.
Yeah, and one of the reasons was because she was like the main like shh girl.
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm
that.
like, ooh, is it? But like, no. Who is A? We'll just like never know. I mean, I hope you guys have the answer.
what do you
for
mean?
Me.
Yes,
Who's
we
Manny?
will know.
Who
We're
is
gonna walk
Manny?
in- wait.
Me and Kathleen got in, like a fake argument through text the other day, and I'm not even gonna bring it up because we're doing
Literally,
so
my text
well
was like,
tonight.
I'm not arguing. I'm not fighting. I just stop. I was like,
I was
stop
like,
accusing me.
"You said it!" I was getting
Okay,
so mad.
here's my second question. This is kind of another bold type thing.
Okay.
How do I want to ask this? Who do you want to be out of the 4 liars? I guess you can say 5 with Allison. Who do you want to be, and who do you want to be your best friend?
Well, I'm going first.
Go ahead.
We both kind of were like,
Because I was thinking about it.
okay, well, who do I want to? Okay, so I'll start with who I think I'm most like, which is kind of the opposite of who I most want to be.
Spencer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm most like Spencer. Unfortunately, she's just like type A, and she's very like driven and like into academics. But the one I want to be most like is Arya. Obviously, she's got the like Arya Ezra was always like it for me. I was like just super into them.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so you
Best
want to
friend.
be Arya. That's who
yeah.
you want to be, but you're saying
Sure.
Spencer, so you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best friend. Give me a second on that, Julie. Who you do that?
So I don't have anyone that I like relate to the most, but Hannah's my favorite. I think she's so funny.
The best.
Like her like one-liners just kill me. She's
This
so
isn't a great episode for her.
No, it's not.
But
No.
I agree with
But in
that.
general, love her. I would want to be like Arya too. 100%. And best friend, I would say probably Emily. She
Yeah.
seems like the good friend type. She gets fucked over a lot. Like I'm watching season 2 right now where A is like injecting her with like steroids when she's like sleeping or like something. I'm like, no, it's like in her vitamins or something. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude, I'm glad we got the coconut head stuff in here. I can't wait to talk about that.
Oh.
It's so good. But for me, I think I want to be Spencer, which is funny because when this first dropped, I watched the pilot at Julia's house and we were scared. Like it was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's scary. What's the show going to be? Whatever it is. And sometime in the first season, Julia famously like spitefully watches things, and I think in the first season you were still into it, but you were like, it's Spencer, I know it's Spencer, and like mic drop, period. And I said, it's not fucking Spencer. And the fact that it was Spencer's twin is so annoying. Like,
Right,
it's truly
but it was
annoying.
also kind of Spencer. She like thinks that Melissa thinks.
Oh my god,
it's
that's
like
gonna be
kind
so
of
good.
her.
You're right. You're totally right. You had zero facts to back it up, but
And
that's
this
okay.
episode's actually the
Truly.
part that shows us that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would want to be Spencer, and I guess, dude, best friends with Hannah. She's
Yeah, that's
kind of
probably
shitty.
mine.
She's kind of shitty, but she's also the funnest.
No, I think she's actually quite loyal because even
too.
after everything Mona puts her through, she's still
That's so true.
like really
Fucking
is there for her.
Mona.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
she hangs. She shows up for her, and when
Yeah.
she shouldn't, and she to the point where she's like at the very last episode, which we just watched, putting her marriage kind of like to the side to be a good friend. So
Yeah.
I pick Hannah.
Caleb's hot.
Caleb's so hot.
I remember thinking I was icked by his hair, and now that I'm an adult watching,
I'm kind of still icked.
I love
No,
it.
it is
his
ick.
baby
Ew.
phone, and he's like email, and like holds up this phone that he's gripping in his hand.
He's
it looks
got
like
really good teeth.
I could.
I'm
agree with
in
that.
on Caleb.
I'm in.
I might watch Roswell, New Mexico, just for Caleb.
I might watch Ravenswood.
Stop it.
But I wanted to talk about this one because like the nostalgia of it. This was like a moment. Like every Tuesday night at my house, I had people over, and it wasn't the same people every week. There was such a revolving door
Yeah.
of humans that would show up, and even people who didn't really watch would come and sit and watch at my house on Tuesday
Or like
nights.
even people who weren't really your friends would like come and watch.
like strangers.
Yeah.
It's like a cinema. I love the show. It's a comfort for me.
It is a soft landing for me. Anytime I'm like, I just need something, and I think honestly part of it has to do with the fact that it's based in literally
Delaware
this area.
County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have Philly references. This episode they go to Philadelphia to the art museum. It's just like I don't know. It was one of those things that when we were in high school we kind of aspired to. Like these girls are cool and like they do all these things and they live here and they make that happen. And it's like, I don't know. It was an aspirational thing, and now it's just like a comfort thing. But it's a soft landing.
It is.
Before I thought ever having a podcast was possible, me and Julia used to spitball podcast like themes and things we could do all the time as a joke, kind of. And a thing in the back of my mind was always deep diving into Pretty Little Liars to map out the flaws, the loop, the plot holes.
God.
Just like the
doing that forever.
wackiness of it all in like a very like almost like philosophical like deep dive into the Pretty Little Liars universe, like episode 1 through season 7
You could do that.
What, you don't want to do that?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, we could
You're
do
my
that.
podcast partner
I'm
in
just
crime.
saying that could easily be done.
Well, yeah. Well, this is one of the ones that always popped in my head because it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking fun, stupid, idiotic show.
It's fun. You can get into it and talk about it if you really are trying on a serious level. But then you can also just be like, the fuck hat was Spencer wearing in this episode? Or why
Multiple
was she
hats.
like so much? She loves a hat moment.
She was wearing. My note is Spencer is wearing bucket hats in every scene of this episode.
Oh my God. Before bucket hats were back too.
She's so weird.
I think what I love so much about this show too is like how we ended up making like a joke within like ourselves. Like we would like fuck with each other by like writing messages to each other and
know.
just writing -A. And like I think the one night at your house someone like wrote it on someone's car or like your front door. Something happened.
Well, I mean, Bobby Keenan asked me to prom on Pretty Little Liar night. He left a note on my screen door that said prom-B as like a.
oh.
That's cute, Bob.
Way to go,
Nailed it.
Bob. Yeah, that was
The weight of my
good.
heart's television.
Yeah.
Had to say
But
yes.
yeah, I love that. Like I used to flip and write notes in people's like notebooks and like far back.
Do you remember? Did we ever figure out what AD stood for?
I almost said Allison De Laurentiis.
Well, that's
Is
what
that-
we
yeah,
thought.
that's what we thought.
So,
What did you say?
so there's a time jump, and honestly, I forget which. I think it's the beginning of 7.
Yeah.
Is a time jump 5 years, and they're like adults, and Emily and Allison now work at at Rosewood.
Oh, shit! It also stands for Alex Drake.
Oh my fuck!
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so they stop saying A and they call it AD. Then there's Big A and
The A team.
the A team, like Spencer's on the A team, but
It's
only to
just
get
like-
Toby's on the A team to help Spencer.
So as I'm also watching too, like, because like I said, I'm on season 2 now, I'm remembering things like, I don't know if we said this earlier, but we're spoiling the shit out of the show. So if you didn't watch
yeah,
it, I don't
absolutely.
even know why you're listening, but
Too
like
true.
forgetting, like Jason is really Spencer's dad's son, right?
Oh, we're gonna map this out, but
Ooh.
Jason.
It's something with the dealer. He had like an affair with the De Laurentiis mom, right?
Jessica De Laurentiis and Peter Hastings had an affair and had Jason De Laurentiis.
That's
You
what I
are
thought.
correct.
Okay.
And that causes other issues because Allison's mom's twin, Mary Drake, was
Another
fucking
fucking twin.
tricking and fucking.
Yeah.
As they
She
say on the show.
posed, as they say. She was tricking and fucking and acted like she was Jessica De Laurentiis. And Peter Hastings had
CC.
Spencer and Alex Drake.
Oh,
with
Alex
her.
Drake.
Jewel,
And
what do you?
Spencer.
I'm like, there's so many names. I forget everything. This is why I'm rewatching
Okay,
it.
Julie,
Yes.
what do you want first? You want to walk through the episode, or do you
Let's
want us
do
to
the
school you on the chronologicality of?
Let's do the
Pretty Little Liars?
episode.
Okay.
Because that's what we're here for, right?
Sure. Okay.
Kind of.
And then people will
we'll-
stay for what Pretty Little Liars. If
Right,
you
the-
stay to the end of this episode, you will find out what the fuck Pretty Little Liars
Yeah,
is.
we're going to red string it for you.
I just like, and I texted
baby.
you this. So, Pretty Little Liars is based on a book series, and
Yeah.
I'm pissed that they like steered away from what the books were about. Like, I
Did
guess
you read the books?
No, but my I didn't, but my cousin did. So,
Okay.
like, I knew what happened, and Allison had an evil twin.
Yes.
that killed her.
Courtney.
Whatever. Yeah. Oh, did you
The
read the
fuck
books?
do I know that? No.
Oh.
No, but there's a scene in
But
one
I
of the
like
Halloween
that.
episodes.
Like, I'm like, what?
Yes.
Yes. So I just watched the Halloween episode. And that's actually what I thought of when you said you wanted to be like Spencer, because Spencer dresses up as like Queen Elizabeth on the Halloween episode, or like
We
she's,
watched
like,
that at
Mary
Halloween.
Scott.
Yeah.
And it's like even worse than
and
Queen
she's
Elizabeth.
like bragging about it, and fucking Noel Khan is just like, all right.
See, that's why I want to be. I think Spencer is like the smartest. She's athletic. She's
She
put
gets
together.
all the old hotties too.
Old hotties. She's hot herself. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be her. I cannot wait to dig into this Arya Ezra stuff. Like, I'm so in.
It's so hot.
Okay,
right.
Jewel. So if at first you don't succeed, lie again. What is this episode about?
This episode, I would say, okay, the like little tagline that they give you now on HBO Max, I don't know how they bought the rights to this, but it's on HBO Max if you're wondering where you can binge it, is like the liars, which I love that they call them that.
Yeah.
The liars give normalcy a go or something like that, where they're trying to like be normal. And Arya, the main premise is Spencer gives Arya 2 tickets to an art gallery opening at the Philadelphia Museum of Art to take Ezra Fitz, Mr. Fitz, on a date where they can be out in public and not have to worry about the town people seeing them, except they are very touchy-feely and like in public when she goes to his apartment and he comes to pick her up in the limo. I'm like, you guys are making out.
Yeah.
I'm
People are gonna
scared.
see you.
I'm genuinely scared.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. So that's the main thing. And the A plot line that comes in is that A is essentially blackmailing Hannah, who needs money because her mom is depressed and
robbed.
and a literal con artist.
Yeah, she robbed a woman. That.
Yes, she robbed a
Banks with
poor
her.
old woman who we find out dies. But
or did A kill her?
So that's what I was gonna ask.
That's like the very last. Is that the last thing?
Yeah, it's the
'Cause
last.
is
It's like
that-
Hannah's like, fuck, because Hannah shows up to the Mrs. Marin's office, and Mrs. Marin's like, you shouldn't be here, and they're like,
Yeah.
The assistant's like, she died.
She's like, sorry to interrupt.
She couldn't be revived, and I'm like, bitch.
I know, that's what I thought of. Like, I was like, I mean, do we assume A killed her because Hannah
I
did
guess.
the dirty, so that was her payback? I killed
guess,
the old
but,
woman.
But anyways, A is blackmailing Hannah to get Arya's mom to also go to the same art museum gallery opening to catch Arya and Mr. Fitz. And then on the side, we get the introduction of Paige, who is on the swim team with Emily, and we get the introduction of Caleb as a potential love interest for Hannah. We've met him before, but he was just kind of the like weird techie
Shade ball.
shady
He's
guy.
living
yeah.
in the pipes.
Yeah, he's living in the pit. He's a mole person.
You know what I don't get though? Like,
What?
so I think it's like a couple episodes before this where he's like living in the library. I hate the way I say library. I really got to
hate
work
it as
on
well.
that. It's bad. I don't know why that is, but I catch it now. And they like steal because they think it's A's stash, and he charges them in like his all black outfit.
Who does?
Caleb.
Oh, that's
And
his
I'm
intro,
like,
right?
Yeah. Not like
No,
his
we
intro.
we know him.
him, but I'm like, why wouldn't you just be like, yo, it's Caleb.
Because
That's mine.
suspense.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it, but it's annoying. Like, why is he charging them? Like, they can't get out, and he's chasing them around the school.
And we will be calling Paige affectionately known as Coconut Head. Let's dive in. First of all, this actress is from
She's in
Ned's
two
Declassified.
things. This and Ned's Declassified.
Yeah, both severely iconic. Like, you couldn't get more iconic than either
What was
of
her
these
name
two.
in that?
Not
Mose.
Coconut Head.
No, it's not Mose.
It's
Mose.
Mose, but there is a character named Coconut
There
Head,
is.
which she
steals the wig.
stole the wig and is wearing.
Stop.
Okay, it's a wig, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Because there's no part. It's like,
I don't know.
My thought is they were like, we've got a lot of brunettes on this show. We can't just have some girl with brunette hair and a normal part. We've got to give this girl Coconut Head vibes. And they loved Ned's Declassified, and Coconut Head was their favorite character. So they gave her that wig. And but like when she's swimming and her hair is like, you know, when you dive and you pull up.
I know that.
When you pull up.
when you dive and flip that hair back, you're like, I'm a long
You're a
haired
mermaid.
goddess.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And it's not that hair. Like, it's not.
I
when you
disagree.
Okay.
I mean, maybe the bangs aren't there, but it's like the same length. It's just wet.
No, it's very short.
I'm so glad you
I
took.
don't know.
There are iconic moments in this episode that I've thought about multiple times. One being Coconut Head drowning Emily.
That is, I'm sorry, I wrote down in my notes that I cannot believe who on this show was like, let's make her introduction that she is this totally aggressive, homophobic woman who drowns people.
power hungry.
And then let's make her the love interest.
Yeah.
Like, let's do that. And let's do it in 2 episodes. Let's make her redemption be very, very quick and concise.
Is the
Well,
redemption?
she comes back, doesn't she?
What
She's
is the
back.
redemption, Joel? Which Julia? Anyone
I
have the
mean,
redemption?
Right now, Maya is
Well-
back where I'm watching.
Okay, so what happens with the Coconut Head story, and it's actually kind of sad, is her dad comes in to the cafeteria while everyone's in there and is basically like yelling and saying that Emily, he doesn't name her, but he says someone on the swim team is getting preferential treatment because they're different, blah, blah, blah. Basically saying she's only getting the anchor spot on the swim team because she's gay. Then Coconut Head goes out to Emily, and Emily's in her car. Her mom had just called out the dad, Paige's dad. And she's like, okay, I'm driving home. Coconut Head gets in the car and starts kissing her.
In the season?
It happens in the literal next episode.
When you said
or
her
the next 2
redemption, I was
episodes.
thinking you meant like, I thought you knew that she's like, they break off.
No, I don't remember any of this. I know that she
so-
dates Paige.
So
of
she
course.
like dates Paige, but Paige is like still in the closet. So Emily's like,
Yeah.
I can't with this.
My favorite line of the episode, of course, Spencer is really my favorite character, but when Emily's like telling her, like, she made like some homophobic slur or whatever, and then Spencer just goes, I will destroy her. It's like, they're good friends. They love
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
And it's sweet because the Emily, okay, I have 2 questions. How is Emily originally outed, and how do they find out about Ezra? Because I forget both.
Okay, I
Emily-
just watched the Ezra one.
Oh,
The
go ahead.
liars find out about Ezra after Hannah gets hit by a car and breaks her leg, and she's in the hospital. And Hannah goes, Noel Kahn is A, because she saw Noel Kahn at Camp Mona's birthday party, write on a car, I see you, in like dirt or dust or condensation. And then someone got in a car and hit her, and she was like, puts those 2 things together and says Noel Kahn is A. Almost just said Noel is A Kahn. Noel Kahn is A. And then Aria has to be like, I was in that car with Mr. Fitz. And she's kind of weird about it. I'm like, I would be like, hey, that's my teacher. Yeah,
Hot
we
boy.
fuck. Yeah, because it's hot. But her friends are like not really. They're kind of like, Spencer, of course, is like, you a teacher? Like, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Spencer, you've hooked up with both of your older sister's boyfriends. Like,
Slash
calm the
fiancés.
fuck down.
Yeah. And then Emily's outed because she gets in like a photo booth with
yeah.
Maya.
yeah.
And
That is
they-
iconic.
They
Yeah.
kiss, and then the picture gets taken by A.
But how does
And
she
sent to
actually
her
get
mom.
outed?
it's
it
sent to
gets-
her mom.
it's sent to her
but
mom.
Hannah finds it in like a book.
But
or
Hannah's, like,
something
sweet about
first.
it, isn't
yeah,
she?
she is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like,
the
she's like
friends are-
Emily. She's
the
like
friends are
Emily
good.
can love whoever she wants. Like, and Emily like thinks that she's talking about Toby, and because like she like uses Toby as like a boyfriend for
Yeah.
a little bit, which is so weird because like Toby and Spencer
Actually, really
forever.
like Emily and Toby's friendship throughout the
Me
series.
too.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I will say, kind of to your point, Julie, that I really like about the liars is that when they find out information about the other person's stuff, they don't tell the other people.
Yep.
Like, I don't think Hannah outs Emily to any of the others. She's like, that's your thing to tell, I'll let you tell it. And same thing, I'm pretty sure it's also Hannah who knows about Ezra ahead of time. One of them knows about Arya and Ezra ahead of time and doesn't spill it.
Yeah.
So they
Is it
are
Hannah?
I think
It might
so.
be Hannah
I
again.
think so.
Hannah is just the secret
But
keeper.
also Emily does come out to her dad.
Yeah.
He comes
I
home.
remember
yeah.
That episode's hard to watch because of the mom.
The mom
mom is
sucks.
so horrible about it.
She says, I'm sick to my stomach.
Yeah, and it's like they're not even doing anything. They're literally eating dinner. They were like
It's
playing
so
footsies under the
unfortunate.
table. Like I would do that to you, not even realizing. I'm
Yeah, you
doing it to
would.
Like,
It's just, it sucks.
But another thing of like how I agree with you of how they like ride for each other is when they're getting questioned in the police station and they ask about, has Ian ever been with a younger girl before? And all of them say no, knowing that Spencer hooked up with Ian.
The Spencer Allie argument in this episode is awesome.
It's really, she's really brutal. Allie's really, for someone to say, I made you is like the most insulting thing you could. It's like, you were nothing until I invested time to make you a person. Like, that sucks.
It's also like, I always disagreed with how, so spoiler alert, Allie's not dead. And she comes back in that classic flip of the hair turnaround. Did you miss me? So good. Amazing. But they really accept her back. I mean, of course, they were best friends. They thought she was dead. She's back. Whatever it is. But the flashbacks of Allie are evil and awful.
She's
and
so mean.
should we get into the episode? Because I want to talk
let's do
about...
it.
It's so hard for us to stick with this episode because
I know, we
Yeah,
want to
you
jump
just
everywhere.
want to jump
I
all
know.
over the place.
And I think it's fine to jump, but we can go through the
We'll give let Jewel give like, because she was like kind of in the middle of it, and then we just were like, so this happened in season 3. So let her give like the rundown of like everything that's going on, and then we can kind of go from there where we can. It makes sense for us to hop all over.
Okay.
I think you did...
So I just did the main one where, so the main plot, Ezra and Arya, they go to the Philadelphia Museum of Art for their big date. They're so excited, and he picks her up in a limo, and they make out on a quite crowded street.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
Yep.
It's very anxiety
Like
inducing.
no one from where they live has ever gone to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right,
We're
that
here.
too.
We're there.
That too. So they go to their date. Side story is the Hannah being blackmailed plot, and she gives a ticket to Arya's mom. The whole episode she's stressing out and trying to be like, I need to get it back from her. She has some flirty stuff with Caleb. He ends up kind of destroying Arya's mom's car so that she
ruining
can't get
it.
there in time.
Hot.
There's some like mommy daddy stuff going on where they kind of like they end up hooking up and getting like they start to canoodle or whatever, and that becomes a new plot line, but who cares? They're old. We don't care.
Ew.
But Arya thinks that the mom ends up going to the exhibit. They have a conversation at school the next day, and she's like, I went to this great exhibit. I'm being weird about it. And Arya's
Yeah.
like, oh, you did? Yeah. And the mom's like, yeah, and it was great. I met the artist. And that's how you know that she didn't actually go and
Because
see
the
it.
artist was
'Cause the artist
Arya
didn't-
was probably like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, I know you're lying, but why are you lying? Do you know my secret?
Yeah.
That's a good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. So basically, her and Hannah get in a fight over it, and then they end up making up by the end of the episode. And I don't think it's in this one that she knows that A made her do that. I think they're just like, let's make up.
No, I think she
she?
tells her, because the one thing that Arya throws in her face is like, A has tried to pin us against each other multiple times, and we never like.
no,
went,
that's not in this episode. I didn't see that.
This is why I can't.
I know,
fucking
I
watch
know.
It's okay though.
I think
we
they
can
just
keep
make
We can
up.
talk through it.
Yeah, maybe they do then.
Well, so that's the whole Arya Fitz plotline, which I do want to dive into my all-time favorite scene in the history of Pretty
Yeah,
Little Liars,
it's so
which we'll
good.
get into. But I'll talk about the other plotline. So the other main one is Emily and Paige. So Emily's at swim practice. She's killing it. She's killing it with the freestyle. She's killing it with the breaststroke. She breaks a record in the butterfly, something like that. The coach is so awesome. I wrote down in my notes, I need a coach spinoff because I think she's like, this is the only episode she's in, and she like just shows up between her sending Hannah to detention and then calling them for a meeting to talk about the homophobia. And she's just like sassy and with it the whole time. She's my fighter.
Paige down
I'm
in the
googling
beginning.
where I know her from because I definitely know her. I will update you guys.
She's look into that.
In this episode is when Paige is like trying to give out goodie bags to everyone.
That is the funniest scene.
cringe
As
town.
first of all, her outfit.
So cringe.
First of all, her hair.
First of all, her hair. Second of all, her outfit.
And the coach is just like, all right, that's enough.
It's so good. But I love what Paige, I mean, honestly, whoever that actress is in her two roles, Jennifer Mosby, Ned's Declassified, and Paige, whatever, in Pretty Little Liars, she has a great acting moment where she goes to have this whole speech to the team, and one of her teammates goes to open their present, and she says, actually, can you please wait until I'm done with my speech?
Yeah, she's like
And
the
it's fucking
girl
awesome.
that you don't want to have like a class with. Like, it's bad. You're just like, shut up.
She's
Yeah.
petrifying.
She's just trying to win captain.
And she comes out. So they have this moment. She is like sucking up to the team. She's vying for team captain. Emily is just a better swimmer.
Yeah,
She's just a better
simple as
swimmer.
that.
She's
Emily's
breaking
like, I
records.
That's our
don't
girl.
want. She's like,
That's our
I don't
girl.
want to be captain.
Yeah, she's like, I don't give a flying fuck about this. Do you realize my life's in shambles?
Yeah, literally.
Truly.
She's
Okay,
like-
she had just rejoined the team. Why did she leave?
I wrote that down. I don't know. Maybe because Allie died.
The
I
whole
don't know.
episode, they kept being like, "You make your big comeback. You make your big like re-entrance into the swimming world." And I'm like, "Why'd you leave?"
I don't know. I maybe it's because of Allie's death.
I really don't remember.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, because they bring up how like Allie disappeared and then they just stopped being friends for like a year. So
I just don't think they had in the budget to work in a full Olympic size pool. They were like, we can't do the swimming scenes, okay?
yeah.
We don't have the budgets for the bathing suits. You're out.
We don't, or the swim caps.
The cabs kill me.
or Coconut Head's wig.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Ezra and Arya because
Well, hang on. So I didn't
okay.
get through the Paige and Emily thing because the
yes, keep
main
going.
thing of that is she makes this homophobic comment, and it's rude, but Emily is a star, and
Yeah.
she is like, Paige, if you want to whatever, you have to be better than me, and you're not better than me, so
fight me,
whatever.
fight me.
If you want to fight me, then fight me. And she really actually does a very good job of sticking up for herself, which is, I feel like Emily's like the sweet one. And I was very proud of her in this episode. I was like,
Yeah.
I was too. I'm almost always proud of Emily. She is the most dignified of the few, I think.
yeah, but Shay Mitchell is.
Yeah, do you
I'm
wanna dive into
not-
that?
I'm not really a fan of her. I think she's like so extra, and the fact that she just like makes money doing these dumb TikToks. I'm like, what is your life?
It is very bizarre. You made the point while we were watching that there couldn't be two complete opposite humans. Then
Right,
Then
she's
Shay
a great
Mitchell
actress.
and
Then,
Emily.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. How is she in you? Before she gets.
She is awful in you. That's Peach.
Oh.
But she's like a
She's
like
meant
a
to be.
snobby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
I remember. I watched
She's
4 episodes of You. So
And I think she's a lesbian in you, isn't she? Mm-hmm. Well, she's like
Typecast!
she's closeted.
totally typecast.
She's closeted. Yeah. Yeah.
I think she's just Shay Mitchell playing Shay Mitchell in that because she's kind of like shitty and like extra and over the top in that. I'm sorry, Shay Mitchell. I just don't.
yeah,
love
I like
ya.
you. I follow you on things.
you
I
like-
always like Shay
okay.
Mitchell
Yeah, I
because
like
she's
her.
Emily Fields.
Okay.
But I like that her.
I know she listens to this, so
Yeah, she definitely
Yeah.
does. She's our number one fan.
Her. Fucking, I can't remember any of the other actresses' names. Troy and Belisario, and what the fuck is Hannah's name?
Ashley Benson.
Ashley Benson. Wow, I was thinking Hannah Benson, and I was like, no, you're morphing them.
Ashley Marin.
Ashley Benson. They're all best friends in real life, which makes me think, okay, because I really like Spence.
Oh, they are?
I like Troy and Belisario in real life, and I like Ashley Benson in real life, which means I, in turn, like Shay Mitchell, because when Troyan got married, Shay and Ashley both went to her, like, abroad bachelorette
Where
party.
was Lucy?
Not there.
She's not in it. She's
And Sasha Peters was just not.
So Lucy Hale was in that like weird like horror movie that came out a couple years ago, and the commercial used to scare the shit out of me.
Truth or Dare.
Where she would be like
Oh.
on top of the guy and her face would morph.
Yes!
That used to scare the shit out of me when I'd be
Yeah.
like watching TV alone like at night in my dark bedroom, and I'd be like, no.
Okay,
I fucking hate this.
Thank you for saying that, because this is the exact point I wanted to make when I was saying that I thought Lucy Hale / Arya was the face of Pretty Little Liars. Lucy Hale was born to be the lead of a show, but she cannot get one to stick. She was on Life Sentence on the CW, which is about a girl who had a fatal disease, whatever it was, and then all of a sudden was fine. So she was going through her life like she was saying goodbyes, and then had to deal with being like, oh, I'm living now.
Oh,
like
what
she
a thing.
beat a fatal disease. And then the second one was Katie Keene, which was the Riverdale spinoff. So it was like Katie Keene, she's like this like fashion girl in New York, and that got canceled too. This bitch cannot keep a show.
wait. She was the star.
She
of
was
that?
Katie Keene. So like she was on so they did a backdoor pilot, quote unquote, on Riverdale with Cami Mendez and Lucy Hale, basically being like, Veronica's like my bestie Katie Keene in New York, because you know how fucking Veronica
Yeah.
is. And it just flatlined. I watched one episode and I said no thank you. But
Yeah, I don't know.
she
know
was
that-
born to be a star.
I don't know that she could carry. I
She's
can't
got the hair
see
for
her.
it.
She's got great hair,
Yeah,
but I
she
can't see her
does.
carrying it. I think this kind of thing where there's other supporting ones where maybe she's top billing, but we can't really distinguish who's actually the main person because they all have very equal centric episodes and stuff.
Before this, Lucy Hale's like one of her biggest things was Sister of the Traveling Pants 2 and Scream 4, baby. She was in the opening of Scream 4.
Yeah.
She was on American Juniors too.
Yeah, I
What's
did
that?
know that.
Like American Idol for kids. Lucy Hale did like a Cinderella story, which is just
Oh, I saw that.
that's
yeah.
sad.
Like
though.
another Cinderella
like
story or something stupid.
Cinderella
Yeah.
Story 5. She was basically in, and Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yeah, what was
she
in
Selena
that?
Gomez's like understudy?
I don't really know. I'm picturing her. I feel like she was like Justin's girlfriend or something.
Okay, what part do we want to jump into? The Ezra Arya stuff?
Yeah,
We can talk about
let's
that
talk
forever.
Hot for teacher.
Hot for a teacher. In a world where a teacher
In a
just
world.
dropped, and I fucking hated the ending, and it's gross to bang your teacher. This is sexy.
This
is sexy.
This is sexy. This.
is sexy.
Yeah.
I love Arya and Ezra.
Here's my issue though with it.
Tell me.
Impressionable young girls. It's 2011. Impressionable young girls watching this, being like, see me.
Yeah.
Watching this and being like, yeah, I could do that. I can do that. Let me go do
Yeah,
this.
I could fuck my teacher.
I could fuck my teacher, and it will be A-okay because you know what? It's true love. And that's the issue here. And we've talked about this, but the fact that Ezra's full storyline, we find out that he's kind of a sketchball before he meets Arya. Like, you know it better than I do. I don't even remember it.
Yeah, let me give it a little intro because when I was rewatching the pilot, this is what happens. Arya is new to town, back from town. It's been a year. Allie's been gone a year. It's the 1 year anniversary, and there is in this bar. Arya drops off her brother Mike and goes to the bar for a burger. And on the wall there is the missing Allie poster, the classic missing Allie poster. It says, "Would now be 16." Okay.
Oh, that's sick.
Okay. So let's just think about this. I love the naivety of Arya and Ezra in the beginning. They really hit it off and they make out in the bathroom and it's hot.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
And
She's
I
got
will
cheeseburger
say,
breath and
she's
it's
got
hot.
cheeseburger breath and it's hot, and they love the same song, B42, whatever the fuck.
It's B26. And I
B26.
have a surprise.
Are you going to sing
I'm
something?
going to be doing a dramatic reading.
Okay, but wait. Okay, so now we're to assume Arya is 16. He's making out with a 16-year-old. At best, he's 22. At worst, he's 23, 24. Grad student, maybe. What do you think? How old do you think Ezra's supposed to be? Like
24.
right out of college, or
No.
like 22 or 20? Okay, so
I think you got your at best and at worst wrong because at
at
worst.
at best he's 22. At worst, he's
for her
older.
I'm talking about Rosewood curriculum. They're hiring a 22-year-old to be their English professor.
No, I'm thinking like in a sex offender way.
But I think
Okay.
he said he's fresh out of college.
So let's say he's 22, she's 16. That's still fucked up. They hook up, whatever. As it moves forward, you find out that Ezra was with Allie first, meaning that a
It's
year
disgusting.
prior, Allie was 15 when he was with her. Or earlier, because it was like it's in that
forgot
mix of
about that.
Yeah, it takes the
ruined
whole
him.
naivety. I fell in love with her, and when I didn't know, and now we can't stay away. There's this like this chemistry, this invisible string tying us together.
Totally.
And
Now it's just he's
like,
a pervy guy
you're
who really
gross,
likes
you're writing a
15-year-olds.
book about this. You
All
were
right, here's my
literally-
reading. It's
Okay.
called B26. It's a number. It's a song. It's a girl. Smooth. Pearl joy packed. Gold falafel as through ice. It's 4:30 morning with phone calls. It's deaf mute. It's cheap. A foreign car. Maybe bingo. Lucky night. Something says it smells bad.
No, what is that?
That's
That's the
the poem
poem
he
he
writes
wrote.
her.
He writes
Something
her.
says it smells bad.
I don't know why they ended it like that. Okay, here's the thing about the poem though. Noel Kahn reads it to her. He
Yeah.
reads the first 3 lines. It's a song, it's a girl, it's whatever.
Knowing that
No,
Ezra,
it drops out of Arya's locker and they had just started talking, so he reads it and Arya's like, "Oh my god, I love this poem." Then she reads the whole poem and I screenshotted it to read the whole poem. And the fact that it ends with "it smells bad" is not a cool poem.
Yeah, no, it's not. Wait, I totally forgot that Ezra was with Allie.
Yeah,
so
gross.
we basically should judge him from the start because she mentions he knows that Allison was her friend
yeah,
because she talks about it openly to him.
the writers of the show, I've joked for years.
I think it's all retcon. They fucked it up.
They literally put all the names in a hat and they said, who's A this season? Who's going to be in on the A this season? And that's what I think they did with Spencer's twin. I think they said, fuck it, I don't care. Well, but the whole thing was, I can't imagine being in that writer's room and saying, okay, we've got Ezra. Do we make him part of A-Team for the wow factor whilst destroying his entire reputation and then having her end up with him anyway? Yeah. What is the payout there? I'm like, in retrospect, as a 27-year-old, I'm like, you fucked up.
I think they saw how much people latched onto them as a couple that they were like, we can give them some peaks and valleys, but they tried to overall like maintain some semblance of normalcy, but they really did fuck it up.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they end up together in the end, right?
They do.
Yeah.
The finale is their wedding.
Okay.
It's a good episode.
It's never going to make sense. It's an
hour and a half long.
We said that. It's just never going to make sense, but I want it to. I think that's why I'm re-binging it all at once, because I'm realizing that things happen so much faster than I thought they did. Mm-hmm. Like, in my head, I'm like, Hannah and Caleb aren't for like 5 seasons, but really they're season 1. Like, it's the seasons are so long, and they always did split seasons, like where they would do like 15 episodes and we would get a new season like 6 months later. What is that called? It's called something.
Mid-season finale,
I guess.
Like a fall.
So like for us, it took up like 10 years of our lives.
Totally.
But like the seasons you could binge.
You're right. I forgot they did that.
Yeah. So like I guess in my head, because remember for like it would be like A and B. Season 1A, season.
Totally.
That's why that
1B.
person did that in that YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
So they never gave us like a full season at once. It's hard watching it and remembering that we used to watch it and like these fucking cliffhangers where you're like, what, like the one for season 2, they get arrested. The one where they're like all covered in dirt because
they get arrested so many times.
I know. It's unreal. And then it's like, you want to be like, what the fuck happened? And then it's the Halloween episode. Like they were good at like really just
they do a good bottled festive episode. They do
Yeah, we love a holiday episode for them. We recently, before we even knew we were going to do this, we watched the one where Spencer's Mary Queen of Scots, and I think that's the one at the end where Allie staged the whole thing at the end in the.
And then
what a fucker! And
but
she was
Noel like that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Then you're like, yeah, fuck you.
And we watched the Christmas episode where all the like boyfriends plus Coconut Head dressed in the Santa shorts and shirtless,
which
but
I
she
had
has a
not
beater
seen
on.
that live. I mean, we've talked now for who knows how long. I have to say, I did not finish this series. Did not.
Ever.
There are seasons that I have not seen.
Really?
Maybe I shouldn't have said
You didn't
that.
watch it all the way through?
Nope.
Like when it was on TV?
Kathleen watched it all the way through, and I went over to her house to watch the series finale, and I was like, I have no fucking clue what's going on.
You've done that with me you did that with me with The Office. I feel like there's been multiple shows where you come over for the series finale and you're just like, and then at the end you go, I remember at the end of The Office series finale, I was sobbing and you were like, this is just a show, right? Like you are always hitting me with those tough realities, you fucking bitch.
I
TV's the only thing that matters to me.
You're live tweeting from the Pretty Little Liars series finale. I should have had you like pull those up for this episode.
Damn, I could
because they were good. Like that, you would be like, "This makes no fucking sense," and then you'd be like, 5 minutes later, "All right, I'm fucking loving this."
Well, that's the journey it takes you through.
It's
like it's these ups and downs. It's you honestly have to give it a little grace in the sense that you're like, I don't know how the fuck this makes sense, but we're going with it.
Yeah.
But when we put together the great thing about the 20-minute YouTube video clip that we watched was that they put together the actual timeline of the night Allie disappeared. And I mean, she's here, there, and everywhere. She goes everywhere, and she sees everyone, and she is a conniving little bitch the whole night. But it makes sense because you kind of, when you're watching this season throughout, or the series throughout, you get sides of the story, but it's never really laid out chronologically for you the whole time.
Never linear, really.
No, never. Mm-mm. So the funny thing about it, we don't have to get into like who thinks this and who did this and who did that, but essentially there's a pot of people who all think that they killed Allie, or that they witnessed Allie being killed, or that they buried Allie.
Okay, before we get into it, just talk through that scene because it is something that I've thought about for years since.
It is so hot. I mean, the fact she almost has to know. We're talking about the scene where Arya comes in and presents the tickets to Mr. Fitz, and she's wearing this cute little tie that says "Wear Me," but she has to unzip it to show him, and she's like, hey, teach, want you to check my work.
Yeah, like literally he has students sitting in there.
And his reaction is like so charming, and I'm pissed that we had that conversation that he's ruined. But he's so cute, and he says like, I think your work's outstanding or something like that, and he has this cute little smirk, and it's just very cute. It's cute on his part, sexy on her part.
Yep.
And the way that she puts the notebook back up over her tie is like, go girl.
But the song is Katie Herzig, Hey
so
Na
good.
Na. It's Hey Na Na, Hey Na Na, Hey Na Na, Hey Na Na. And that is like the epitome of sexy intros to me now.
Yeah.
Ever since that.
It's just flirty and fun and sexy.
But the minute it happened, I remember watching it with you and just being like, yo. And we thought about it. So we've talked about it 1,000 times since. Like, that's a hey na na, like, you know.
It's a moment. Before we get into like the Night Alley disappeared, I want to just throw you guys the link that ties together my Lost episode with this episode.
Okay.
That producer Matt guessed.
I'm upset.
It's a very trivial scene in this episode, but our dear friend Jason OG, the first cast Jason, is running a tour de stade.
Okay, so I have a note in my thing that says
I don't know what that is.
up and
Matt
down the
goes-
bleachers,
Oh, okay.
which is what Des does in that episode in Lost, but seeing another life, brother. But I have a note that says, am I supposed to be hot for this original Jason? Because
No.
fuck this stiff nerd.
He's so stiff. He's a Brendan Fraser like mini copy
Ick,
Neanderthal man.
For the record, they recast him, they recast Ian, and they recast Miss De
recast
Laurentiis. Ian was Luck of the Irish, but he was not Luck of the Irish early. Like when he hooks up with Spence in the flashback, totally different guy.
Are you sure?
Shit.
Positive. 1,000% positive.
I don't even think I can get into this. This is gonna be
Wait, time
No,
out.
it's easy.
We didn't talk about Jason at all, and Jason is in this episode.
not relevantly though.
True. But
What do you got?
they make so like the Jason that they change him, like they switch him with, is like a complete shit show. And like the Jason in season 1, like he briefly brings up like being high in this episode, but he's like kind of put together and like it's two totally different Jasons. Like I feel like
They're
were they
not
just,
even
like,
trying.
Yeah, they're just like, you know what, season 2, you're a shit show, you're a whole new person, you're a drunk, you're an alcoholic, and that's that.
I'm really glad they brought in the second Jason.
Oh,
though,
he's
'cause
so
he's
hot. Oh, he's so hot.
He's a Boy Meets World adjacent human. Yes, that actor. He's brothers with Sean's stepbrother in real life.
I don't know.
Just totally made that up.
He's brothers
Wait.
with Sean.
No, he's not a Lawrence
Yeah,
brother.
are you fucking serious?
Go home.
Are you kidding me? I thought that's what she
He
was
is not
getting at.
Andy. He is not Matthew, and he is not Joey.
You're being rude.
I love Matthew Lawrence. When he's Jack in Boy Meets World, oh, baby.
You know, I love him because he is married to one of my favorite DWTS stars, Cheryl Burke.
Okay, this is what we're doing for the record. We are literally spoiling all of Pretty Little Liars.
Here's
for
the thing.
you.
I feel like this needs to live as a mini app. Like, I
Yeah,
feel like, okay,
truly.
let's wrap this up, and then we have a 15
Yeah, let's separate it. All right, so let's wrap up this episode and then. Okay.
Okay, stay the fuck tuned because Julia's gonna school us.
I'm in 2 glasses of wine in, 1 cupcake in.
Oh, God, don't even bring
There's
them
a
up.
few things from this episode that I want to add into that because boy, did I not get everything I wanted to say out.
And we're going to call it a mini episode, but do not be surprised if it's another hour. Okay, because it's very possible that that's happening. Tune in next week.
Toonie.
Toonie.
Toonie. Thanks, guys.
This has been My Favorite Episode Of. My Favorite Episode Of is produced by Matt Kelly as part of the Geekscape Network and hosted by Julie and Kathleen. Check out our show notes for all of our socials and email us at myfavoriteepisodepodcast@gmail.com. Rate, review, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting apps, and we'll be back next week with another episode of My Favorite Episode Of.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network. You're listening to the Geekscape Network.